All right, we're going to get started again. And if you forgot before, we've got Todd Falker, who is, am I saying that right? I think I am.
You are.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Todd Falker from Puma, and he is the product line manager. So we have some exciting stuff here. We already got a preview of it yesterday. Are we starting with the FastR?
Well, I think we should. What do you think?
I think we got to give the people what they want. Yeah. It's going to be this shoe. So Todd, decoupled heels aren't a new thing, but it's probably the predominant feature of this shoe that people are going to notice off the bat.
Well, we're Puma, right? We have to do things a little bit differently, certainly visually, but this shoe actually all started from a biomechanical standpoint, looking at how the foot works and then making the shoe to kind of perform with it.
So explain that to us, because we're not engineers, and I just know what feels good or what I like.
Also not an engineer, but we have many of them on the team that are experts. Basically, like your foot, when it's coming into the ground, starts by actually turning into kind of a loose bag of bones, we call it. So you want to actually, cushion from the impact. And people, have commented online, why didn't they put P-backs in the heel? This is actually part of our strategy. Is we wanted the heel foam to be as soft and absorb as much shock and cushion as we could, and also to kind of decouple, because the main goal when you hit the ground is about getting your foot to be stable as soon as can pay.
All right, so what's packed into this shoe other than the decoupling? I know we have a new carbon plate, and you've done some different things, and people just think that a lot of times that you're just throwing a plate in there, but you guys do some thought behind it?
The heel and the forefoot of the shoe are allowed to kind of move independently, which gives you a really nice, smooth ride. And then our power plate, we actually spent, about 2.5 years innovating around this. It really has to do with the way that we're putting the layers of the carbon into the shoe, and again, optimizing that bending stiffness as your foot turns into a lever to propel yourself forward.
All right, and we talked about the aggressiveness and the feeling of this plate. You really feel like it benefits some of your elite athletes?
I mean, this shoe is crazy, crazy fast. Not all the athletes have tried it yet, but the ones that have can't wait to race in it. We have a 205 guy that's going to race on Saturday in 2 days in Europe, a 206 guy in Japan. We have a lot of people that just can't wait to get their feet in these shoes.
All right, and you mentioned that the back is not like a foam that we're used to seeing in the front. Right. What do we got in the forefoot?
It's kind of a specialized version of the EVA, but really what that does is it allows the whole shoe to work with your foot by actually slowing the way that your muscles contract, and a slower muscle actually uses less energy. So this is really about, being as efficient as possible, and that's where we're seeing huge, huge gains over every other shoe in our line, even over almost every other shoe in the industry as well.
Yeah, but we get into the toe-off phase. We're going nitro.
I mean, we're going nitro elite, actually. We take it to the highest level for sure, and this is a really kind of cool innovation. It's actually a bio-based version of the nitro elite. It's the best foam that we've ever tested in the lab.
And we talked about bio-based and what that means, and you gave us a pretty good description. I'll let you do it.
I mean, sure. It actually starts with, with castor oil beans. So instead of using petrol and petroleum, you're using these beans, and we kind of extract the raw material from it. And that really is where, nitro is a technology that's in every shoe in our line. But for Nitro Elite, we're using the absolute best raw material that you possibly can, then doing our supercritical nitrogen process to really get the best result. And, I will say when Molly finally got her hands on this shoe, she sent me a text, and I think that the quote was, "Holy smoking fork balls." I'm not exactly sure what a fork ball is. But, yeah, I mean, the bounce is simply incredible.
All right, so we're going to move back to another piece that's kind of makes the shoe identifiable. It's kind of this fin, or we were trying to call it like a Puma claw. Or something, but it's
trademark that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a wing off an old Cadillac or something on the back there. Explain that it's not just cosmetic.
Yeah, I mean, it is an external heel counter, and what that does is really keeps the upper, secure and snug to both sides of your ankle. The upper here actually has two different materials. There is an engineered knit right next to your foot, so you're getting that, kind of sock feel. But a lot of the racers in this category have kind of trouble going around corners. So this mono mesh is really strong and just still single layer, but it's going to help you corner and just run fast, whatever course you're on.
Does a decoupled heel also help you corner better in this?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, it moves quite nicely together. So.
All right, awesome. And I'm guessing the mono mesh is there for breathability and just keeping your foot cool.
And by the way, for you, for fun, cool socks. Like, you're the king of socks.
I do love
so
fun.
We got you. We
All
knew
right,
that was
nice.
coming.
I'll get some pictures. All right, awesome. Anything else you want to tell us about the FastR?
Yeah, for sure. So retail, we're at $220. Limited launch in February, and then in June, I'm gonna blow it out globally. And you'll see this shoe at the World Championships. You'll see it on all of our elites. Yeah, Taylor and the team are like, so Todd, when do the pairs get here? I think everyone is really, really excited about this. We're doing something different in the industry, and we changed the game.
Yeah, Meaghan's actually got a chance to run in this shoe twice.
I did, and I like it. I haven't done like the full-on fast paces in it yet, so I'm going to hold out. But I will say it's probably one of the closest feeling to the Alpha Fly that I've put on my feet.
Oh.
So, which is my favorite racing shoe.
And
anyone.
she's pretty critical. So if you're giving
question for you, Todd. Yeah. A lot of these racers don't get a ton of miles, or like they die off pretty fast. What are you thinking with this one?
Yeah, that's a great question. We've done, I don't know the math, about 4,000 miles of testing going back 2.5 years. We're looking at probably in like the 4 marathon range, give or take. It's light, it's fast. It's not made to be an everyday long distance trainer. This is for like when you're ready to frickin' go.
So when we say 4 marathons, though, does that include like my training runs leading up to the marathon? Like I'm going to do a couple long runs in it just to get the feel of the shoe?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I would, somewhere in that 100 and 150 mile range. It certainly varies depending on somebody's, foot strike, body shape, all of those variables. And that's what's a little bit different. Myself, I have over 180 miles in my biggest pair. Some of the rubber's gone, like some of that stuff is there, but performance-wise, we're good from beginning to end. So I'll kind of kick it off. Run for Her has been a big initiative for Puma across the board. I think when you look at research in the industry, even going back 30, 40 years, almost all of the biomechanics research on running footwear has been done on men, and almost always size 9. At Puma, we really wanted to pioneer what our approach to women was, and that starts with Molly, with the team, from an athlete standpoint, but then specifically regarding to product. So this is called Run Double X. Any guesses why it's called Run Double X? And if you know the XX answer, just say it.
I know what it stands for.
Go.
There's 2 X chromosomes in a woman versus a Y versus X.
Exactly.
In men.
Yep, men are XY and women are XX. So nice subtle nod to some of the biomechanical differences that we notice with women. When we talked to a lot of female runners about what they were looking for in a shoe, they said, for 2 to 3 miles, I can run on anything. Once I'm up, 5 miles, 10K up to 10 miles, I really want a little bit more support. So that's where we built this shoe with the run guide. We actually have an all-new durometer of the nitro foam here that's specifically, in this case, approved by women. Beyond just making the shoe, I think the most exciting thing that we've done is done the largest independent study from the University of Massachusetts, actually proving that women like this shoe more. And we're really excited about all that.
Now, it looks, just looking at the shoe, it looks like it has a smaller heel or more narrow heel. I don't know. You tell me the technical version of it. And a little bit of a wider forefoot. Am I looking at it right?
I mean, you're describing the shoe and what a woman's foot is shaped like, right? Like women very typically have a narrower heel, but do often have, that first to fit met spread. So this is really designed as a women's only shoe, women's only fit, engineering. And like I said, we didn't just make it, but we tested it, and the results are impressive.
So other than that, what makes this female specific?
That's kind of it, right? Like last shape, engineering, geometry, and testing, I would say.
What's the foam? You said it's actually firmer then,
Yeah.
So women prefer a firmer.
Yeah. In this case, it wasn't so much the durometer per se. It was really just about the smoothness of the ride. Typical nitro is in the 43C range. This is closer to 50. Just for that kind of longer term durability, and when you're kind of more miles into a run, just having that consistency of what's under your foot.
And this is a daily trainer?
Daily trainer, coming out in May of next year at $130. And, some retailers are like, well, wait, wouldn't I just want to keep like a Velocity women's? Wouldn't that work? I think that there are a lot of retailers and consumers, and particularly women, that want something that is built specifically for them. And that's really where the Run Double X Nitro comes in.
Are we going to see more women-specific shoes, like a racing shoe?
I mean, that is the really, really good next step question. Dan and Connor and my team over there, we're already working on 2024 briefing. We're really excited about it. And for us, the same as I talked about, starting with the foot here, we're starting by looking at consumer and feet here. So what we learned from that study, whether we do more women's-specific shoes or not, like that will inform our approach to all of our footwear.
Awesome.
All right. You good with that?
I like it.
I kind of want to talk about one of my favorite shoes from your line in the past that I always get wrong. I can't between the Velocity and the Liberate. I always pick the wrong name for this shoe.
He couldn't even say it just then.
It boggles my mind. I don't know what my hang up is, but I got it. But this shoe was one of my favorites of your line this past year, and you've got an update to it.
I mean, if you haven't tried Puma Running in a while, give the Velocity Nitro a shoe. It's $120. Version 1 is available now. Version 2 will be out in February. Daily workhorse trainer, great Puma grip. You guys are always shouting out Puma grip as one of the best in the game. We have, two layers of foam, Nitro on top, a little bit more durable foam on the bottom, and just a great, simple, smooth, good fitting upper here.
This is actually the one that I would recommend to people if they're asking me what Puma should I try, daily trainer, just want to get a feel for the shoe and what you guys are offering. I feel like this shoe offers a lot for $120.
Yeah, absolutely. And even, some of the small design details. So I do a lot of both road and trail running and sometimes on and off. This outsole has really, really good grip. That makes it great in all different situations. I actually ran the JFK 50 miler, which starts on road, goes up and over on the Appalachian Trail and then finishes on crushed gravel. Every step in a pair of Velocities.
How did it go?
Oh, I was recovering from injury,
Yeah.
so
I actually thought he was wearing the Liberate.
Well, you just said the wrong name of the shoe. But I don't know. I ran 9.5 hours there, and then 2 weeks ago I ran 8.5. So I'm getting a little bit better now.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, we're working on it. But
What else are we getting out of it?
yeah, I mean, for the most part, I would say, we started making 4 or 5 shoes at launch, right? This is the first one that we're updating to a second version. So that's just really cool to be consistent, and that's something that, as a runner, I want, right? Like if I have a favorite shoe, brand, Puma, anyone, like don't screw it up. So we made sure to keep this really consistent in terms of fit and ride, but you're gonna get a little bit more smooth ride because of the way that the layers are stacked here. But most everything is the same.
Awesome. You want to go to your staple?
I mean, if we're talking about
Hold on.
Deviate,
Wait, before you talk about it, I wore this shoe this morning on my run, and Todd was like, "That's fine. I'll still hold it in my hand and talk about it." So. Good luck, Todd.
I mean, shoes are for wearing and for testing and knowing what's really going on, right? So Deviate is really our hero style at $160. This is what Molly and so many people do all of their training in. It does have a carbon composite plate, as Taylor mentioned, I think. And it's really is a great daily trainer that's going to give you that long durability, but also give you a little bit of pep and propulsion when you want to do a tempo run.
We did a lot of running in this last year. This is the first shoe that we got from Puma. So I'm guessing, when are we going to see an update to this one?
Second half of 2022. We're always listening to runners, listening to feedback. So many people absolutely loved this model that there were 2 or 3 small bullet tweaks that we wanted to make. Maybe Nitro goes to Nitro Elite, maybe some other fun things happen with it, but we just wanted to, see if we could make it a little bit lighter, but mostly just let that ride and that feel that people love stay consistent.
And this one has a carbon composite plate in it.
It does, yeah.
Okay, so we were actually just kind of figuring that out because a lot of people say, hey, carbon plate versus carbon composite.
Yeah.
So in the Elite, it's a full carbon plate. In this one, it's layers of carbon and TPU.
Yeah, so when we talk about composite, that has to do with the way that they put the layers down and then construct them in the factory. Deviate Elite is actually a thermoformed carbon composites or carbon plate, I should say. So this one has the layers that are put down, and it's a little bit more flexible, kind of optimized for daily training. And then when you thermoform it, it gets really, really strong, but you can also make it a little bit lighter. It's really expensive, and that's why the Deviate Elite is $200 as opposed to $160. But I think across the board, like our prices are good. I think that the importance that we've put on having statement technologies and making the best running shoes that we can is where we've set ourselves apart.
So with this having a plate and having a lot of cushion, who do you recommend this shoe for, and where does it fit into the lineup?
Great question. This is a perfect, if you haven't tried a plate shoe yet, try the Deviate Nitro. It's soft, it's cushioned. If you haven't tried a plate, it's there, but it's not intrusive. It just rolls really, really nicely.
Would you use it for daily?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Daily or, sometimes if my legs are a little bit sore, but I still want to get after it, this is a great model to choose.
All right, awesome. Is there anything else we want to cover?
What are you most excited about? What's at Puma that's happening in the next year?
Oh my gosh, I'm excited about all of it. 2021, we made 5 great shoes, and they did really, really well. And you guys and other review sites have been recognizing what we've done. But for us to get into the game, and then as we looked at 2022, it was really leading, right? Leading in terms of innovation with race day, leading in terms of innovation with women. And we're not slowing down. Like, we continue to work with our innovation team in Germany to find the best materials, the best constructions, work with retailers on, what prices and distribution strategies and all of that. And then just continue to work with runners, right? Like, what do people like? What do they not like? Like, I love your feedback, actually, because you are critical and you tell us what's good and what's not good.
What's not good.
And we listen. We all listen, and we make those changes. And it's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. We look forward to seeing what you guys do with the team down in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And seeing the innovations coming out.
One other thing on my side, too. I mean, being the product line manager, it's awesome, right? Like, we get to do the briefing, hold the product kind of all the way through, and, of course, do some marketing stuff like this where we're talking to you guys. I do want to give a shout-out to the 30 or 40 or 50 people at Puma all over the place, designers, developers, people in the factory that are, we're all making product together. There's a lot of really smart people that teach me what I know, and then I get to say the bullets. But there's a big, big team, and, we call them Puma fam, and we really like working together.
Awesome. So you heard the run stupid, design smart. There we go.
And surround yourself with people that know more than you and are faster than you. So.
All right. Well, that's certainly the case where I work.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
That's good stuff. All right. Thank you so much, Todd. We appreciate it. I hope everybody enjoyed the barbecue. I'm going to say it one more time. Walk away here with a shirt and a mug. And thank you so much for coming. Thanks for everybody coming out and enjoying this. Drink as many beers as you want.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Barbecue.
All right. By the way, do you want to say hi to your mom?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Molly. Hi, everyone.
All right.
There we go.